Good morning. My name is ValeriePugh. I teach first grade, and I too did a project with hatching eggs in my classroom. And I wanted to do this project with my kids so they could have a real life experience with seeing how a life could actually develop in the stages that it goes through. And what better way to do this than seeing baby chicks form and in the egg and hatch out of the egg. To introduce my project to my children, I read a variety of books, and like the ones that you see here. And some of the items that were needed and purchased with the ARI grant money. The white incubator I had was an old one that I'd used before, but with this money I was able to purchase the new incubator, which was, it kept the temperature on its own. It had an egg turner. With the older incubator, I had to do the temperature, keep up with the temperature every day, keep up with the humidity every day. So I used both of those this year to compare the hatch rate for both. And then I also ordered a special brooder box to keep the chickens in after they hatched. And then also I ordered an egg explorer set, and what the kids, they really loved this because every day they opened a plastic egg and it showed what the egg would look like every day inside a real egg. So that was really neat. And then also I ordered an ovoscope. And last year we just used like a flashlight to candle the eggs to see what was going on inside the eggs. But this year with the ARI grant money, I was able to purchase the ovoscope. And you just put the egg, slide the door open, put the egg under there, turn the light on, and it's much more clear and defined that you can see inside the egg. Okay. And for my pre-assessment, I just asked the kids some questions like, where does a chick come from? How long does it take a chick to hatch? Does a chick develop inside every egg? What are the parts of the egg, and what are the parts of a chicken? And beginning the project on day one, of course, I read some books, and then we did an activity. I know you can't see that, but the kids, I made a sheet where they predicted that we had a mystery egg that had an X on it, and the kids had to predict what color the chick would be when it hatched and what day it would hatch on. So they all made their predictions, and then they all made like these little chicken journals every day. So everything that they did that had to pertain to this project, they put inside their journals. We also watched videos on YouTube about what's going to happen every day inside the egg. And then here's some pictures of my kids with the eggs. And then I also sent a letter home explaining to the parents the project, and then at the end of the project that the kids would have a chance to adopt these chicks and bring them home. Okay. And in the back of my room, I set up an egg station. And so everything that had to do with my project was back here in this room. We set up a Miracle of Life little calendar, and every day we marked off what day it was. And then my thermometer for my older incubator, because we had to check that temperature every day. So we collected data every day after we checked the temperature, and we charted that up there as well. And then each day helped the chick hatch. Whenever we marked off a day, the kids would just tear off a little piece of brown egg until the last day, and then they got to tear off all the papers. This was exploring parts of an egg and helping the egg hatch. So that's just a picture of my kids doing that little activity. And then this, the kids, I had to explain to them that not every egg is fertilized and not every egg is going to produce a chick. So, and we looked through the ovoscope to see which ones were going to produce a chick, which ones were not. And so the ones that were not, they wanted to open them and look inside. So I let them crack open the eggs, and we looked at the different parts of the egg, and they wanted the feel of it and everything, so I let them do that. Looking in the ovoscope, we started doing that on day 7. So here's just some pictures of my kids looking in the ovoscope, and then some pictures of what they saw inside. This is early on, so you're starting to see the chick develop inside the egg. And this is a video, which I don't know if it'll play or not. You can actually see the chick moving. Maybe it's kind of dark in here, but I don't know that you're going to be able to see. But you can see the little chick moving inside the egg. You can go on to the next. And then we did an interview with students about the Miracle of Life project. And here's the link. You can go to YouTube. Our ARI Innovation Coordinator, Mr. Coots, brought 3 of my students to the Board of Education and did an interview with 3 of my children about this project. And it's a very cute interview. They did a great, great job. So if you get a chance to go on YouTube and watch that interview, it's really neat. And we counted down, and on day 21 is when you think they're going to start hatching. Sometimes they hatch a day or 2 early. Sometimes they start hatching a day or 2 late, which happened in my case. And so day 21 was on a Friday. Nothing happened. So I thought, oh no. And sure enough, when I went up Sunday after church, they were hatching. So I stayed up there off and on all day trying to get it on video for my kids because I knew they were going to miss most of the hatching. So they started hatching on day 23, which happens sometimes when you order eggs through the mail as opposed to bringing them from home. I brought eggs from home, plus I ordered them from Murray McMurray Hatchery, and my hatch rate, I ordered 50 eggs, 23 hatched. I put 25 in my new incubator, 25 in my old incubator. The new incubator definitely worked better. 20 hatched from it and 3 hatched from my old incubator. And the ones that hatched, that I brought from home, more of those hatched than the ones that I actually ordered, because shipping them and, through the mail and all of that, the hatch rate's not as good as if you bring them from home. So, can we go back just a second? I'm sorry. So that Monday we had a few more eggs, chicks that did hatch, so they were able to see that. So I put a note on my door, because I have a lot of people going in and out every day saying, shh, baby chicks are hatching inside. And these were my kids when they came in on Monday morning. They were so excited to go back and see what was happening. And I just put hatching as a long, tiresome process, because it takes a long time when you think, oh, they've got to hatch out, because you see them trying to get out, but it could take hours because they have to rest, and then they pick a little bit more, and then they have to rest again. Here's some of my kids with their chicks. The brooder box is home sweet home for the next 2 weeks. The kids were able to watch all the developments that happened in the first 2 weeks of their life. And then I had a family adoption night where parents came in. The kids helped me make brochures on how to take care of baby chicks. And I made adoption papers, and the kids had to sign them and give the kids a name, or give the chicks the name. And then we also took the chick that they picked and dipped its little foot in paint and put it on their adoption sheet. So they really liked that. And the chicks are getting a new home. There you can see their little footprint on each adoption sheet. And then at the very end, students wrote about the life cycle of the chicken and then some of the things that we did in our project. And that's the end. This is just pictures of my son. He brought some of his chickens to school for the kids to see and let them feed and pet them and everything. So that's it.